morning, welcome to the last day of back at sea. Well, that's sad, but you know, we've still got another day to go. There's been a little bit of a disaster this morning. No, I'm just kidding, it's not that big a deal. I overslept by a couple of hours because I didn't set an alarm last night, but I didn't miss anything. I just got up later than I planned to. So it's now 10, breakfast's still on, so that's, you know, that's fine. Gonna go up and get breakfast. We're currently moving through the sea, as you can see on the nav map. There we are. So, plans for the day mainly revolve around going getting breakfast, enjoying the views in the sunshine, having lunch, enjoying the views in the sunshine, having dinner, going to the show. But I'll see, having a look at the Voyager, no, sorry, the Horizon, and see if there's anything else scheduled that I'm interested in. But yeah, I'm gonna go and eat now because I'm running late technically. So I'll see you shortly. So breakfast done, and come once again to the Promenade Deck to enjoy the views. It's not bad being this close to the sea. Very tranquil down here. Very peaceful. So I'm going to enjoy the views and do some reading. So after watching the King's Speech in the theatre, had my lunch, and now running up top. Check out some of the views. So it's that most disagreeable part of any holiday, packing to leave. It's about 20 to 8 and advised to get most of the suitcases outside the cabins to be taken to be, sent down to the baggage pickup by 8:30. So just packed the suitcase, and everything that's left should be things that I need to carry with me in the morning. So there's a few bits of, things needed for the morning, like toothbrush and things. The cameras, the shoes, that sort of thing that I need for tomorrow. Everything else is in the case. My backpack's probably going to be quite tight tomorrow, but that's the way it goes. Yes. It's always the worst when you have to get ready to go. But such is life. At least we were here in the first place, right? So there's that. I probably need to start taking longer trips because these, the packing to go thing is happening way too soon, and it's probably not helping. But I digress. I did some more reading earlier. Got my the book I was reading done. It's longer than I thought it was, so I had actually expected to get on to other books sooner than that. But it The Reckoning is the book, and it's good, but it's very long. So I might start one of the other books tonight, but I don't know. It depends what I get up to. So yes, now that the suitcase is packed, I'm going to stick that out in the corridor to be taken away, and then I'm going to hop on the app to get in the queue for the other restaurant, the one I haven't used yet, because there is indeed something new to try on the menu tonight that I'm actually interested in. So that's good news. The app in general, I've mentioned this earlier in the vlog. It's not great. We keep calling it an app. They call it an app. It's not really an app. It's a captive portal website, and it's very limited. It does the getting in queue for the dinner thing, and you can arrange the internet through it. And there's some information in there, but the menus for the restaurants aren't, which isn't useful. There aren't even example ones. It says look at example one, and then it just says go look at the menu, which isn't very useful, but it doesn't have the daily schedule on it, which is baffling. Even when Disney were still offering the paper navigator by default, they still had the schedule in the app, so that's a bit weird. It doesn't really do a whole lot other than letting you get in those queues for the restaurants. Again, there's some reference material in there, but not as much as you would hope. And even getting in the queues, the virtual queues for the restaurants, isn't great because you have to leave the page open on your phone active while it's doing that, because it's not really an app, so it's not like they can just send you a push notification or anything. And it's weird because some of the other Carnival lines I know have good apps from other people traveling on those lines. So I don't know why P&O, which is part of Carnival, doesn't just pull in some expertise from elsewhere and make it not so limited. Especially because they're pushing it so hard. It's marketed everywhere over the ship. So yeah, that's a bit weird. Don't know what that's about, but I'll be getting on there in a minute and doing that. And while I'm waiting, I will probably shoot the room tour. It'll go up separately. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna do that and get dinner, and then later on we've got the final show. Is Paradise City by the Headliners Theatre Company, which appears to be a sort of original jukebox musical that they've put together. So, decent way to end things. It sounds like we're getting into Southampton early tomorrow morning, probably while we're all going for breakfast. So hopefully we'll get to watch some of that pull in the morning. But tonight it'll be dinner, the show, and then whatever else I can find to do around the ship. There was something else I was going to tell you. Oh, of course. The time change is happening again tonight. So we lost an hour earlier in the cruise when they set the clocks forward to Amsterdam time. We get that hour back tonight. Which because it happens overnight and then there's nothing in the morning, you don't get much benefit from it. Other than the fact that it means you're not actually getting up as early as it sounds for disembarkation from now. So, for example, the disembarkation starts at 8. Mine is 8:15 to 8:30, but that is UK time, and we're currently running on Amsterdam time. So, although that sounds like just over 12 hours from now, it's actually just over 13 hours from now. So, a little bit more sleep for the early start, I guess. But yeah, that's all for now. I'm gonna dump this suitcase outside and then on to dinner, like I said.
This thing is just like a wolf, man.
It's not looking good on this dinner thing, guys. I've been in the cinnamon queue now for, I think, like 50 minutes, maybe more. It was at 29 guests in the queue when I joined it, and it sort of was going down gradually. 25, 22, but it hit 17, I think, half an hour ago, and it hasn't moved since. The site still seemed to be working because Saffron didn't actually have any availability when I got there. In fact, Glasshouse didn't either, and they both have since popped in. And I can see the number on the Saffron is going down from when it first appeared, but Cinnamon does not seem to be moving, and it's now 10 to 9, and the dinner service is from 6 until 9:30, so I don't know what's going to go on there. I also have the show at 10:30, so if it gets too late, I don't know if I'm going to have time for the dinner. Annoyingly, the dinner service of the buffet is also ending at 9:30, so I can't even really call an audible and do that as a backup. So I guess worst case scenario, what we're gonna have to do here is go to the show and then have dinner at the late night buffet again. I didn't have that for dinner the last time I was there, but I did that ironically yesterday because I just wanted to make use of it at some point, and it turns out I might need it now. But we'll see. I literally stuck the iRobot on from the video on demand because I'd seen it before, and it was just something I could bail out on, thinking it would be 20 minutes or half an hour of it or something. It still hasn't moved, it's still at 17. And it's now been on for 36 minutes 40 seconds, which isn't that much longer than the upper end of that estimate, but let's be clear, half an hour was like the upper end of that estimate, the upper end. So a little bit worried, but I mean, it wouldn't be I wouldn't be as concerned about this, but that number literally has not moved in 20 minutes or something. Also, it's 36 minutes in, and I say I'd only put it on like that, but I put it on like, as you probably could do the math there, about 15 minutes after I made the during the queue. I was poking around some of the live channels before that. So yeah, it still says 17. The Saffron restaurant has gone down to 10. I don't know. If that gets down to like 1, I might have to bail out on Cinnamon and just get in the other queue, because while I wanted to do both restaurants, if they're not turning over covers in Cinnamon, I'm not going to get to have dinner before the show if we stick with this. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, the other thing is, this does illustrate the issue. I've sat this thing next to the TV and have it plugged in, as you saw, because as mentioned earlier, you have to leave the page open to get notified when your table is ready. It's not like it's a push. Again, it's a website, so there's no push notification. So, not going according to plan at the moment. So we'll see how that goes, I guess. The thing with leaving the picture was also another reason I stayed in the room while I was waiting for it, because I didn't want to be like wandering around and possibly losing Wi-Fi signal while I was waiting. So getting dicey. See, we've got Saffron down to 9, and Cinnamon has not moved. It still says 17. Not good. Well, it's 15 minutes later, and there's still 17 guests in the queue, and the other restaurants have even now disappeared from there. So the page is definitely still updating, but the covers just aren't turning over. Looks like I'm having dinner probably after the show at the late night buffet. So this has gone well. Disaster averted. I wound up going onto the MyHoliday thing on my iPad for a different reason. So I would look at something else whilst the phone was sitting doing. And immediately when I logged in, the table thing came up on the iPad. I'm not sure if it had misfired on the phone and I should have seen it much earlier than that, or if it was a coincidence because it happened to be active right when it came through. It came to the iPad, but it came through at 21:09, and I got down, I've had dinner, and I'm now out in less than 40 minutes from then, so I still have 40 minutes until the show, so I managed to fit it in. The dinner not as good as the previous restaurant. I think the portion size on that fish and chips, which I had as the main, was quite small, really, for fish and chips. This is fine dining obsession with undersized portions, really. I didn't go for a sour time. One other thing is, although the service overall was pretty quick, obviously, which I was appreciating given that I'm slightly pressed for time, they forgot to give me the butter for my bread. So it was just sat there with the roll sliced open for a while. So I asked them for some after I had already eaten the fish and chips, so that was a little weird, but I guess I got lost in the shuffle there with the butter. But other than that, slightly small portion and missing butter, all fine. Took me some cream ice cream, and so now just waiting for the show. Well, Paradise Days, some harmless fun, isn't it? Basically, as suggested, a jukebox musical with a bunch of rock songs, with sort of a threadbare plot to pull them all together. Some sections of which don't make any sense at all. Like, for example, there's a character who gets to do something on the basis that they can play the bass, and then when they do the thing, they actually don't play the bass at all, which is weird. But it ultimately doesn't matter. I mean, it's just It's just a little laugh, isn't it? So there's a little bit on this particular video. It has a lot of overlapping songs with some of the other stuff, particularly Rock On. But the theatre troupe do a good job. It's fun. You probably can't make out in the background. We are passing by the lights of the landmass over there, way off in the distance. I know I'm passing in and out of darkness as I walk along here. This particular section is not that well lit at night. It's brighter down there, but I thought I'd walk along a bit just to give you maybe some more chance to see it. But I think it's probably too small to come out on this camera. Anywho, it's now 20 to midnight, although because the clocks are going back, it's effectively 20 to 11. But I'm not going to stay up too much later because obviously we have an early start tomorrow. Breakfast from 6 and then we're off the ship at 8, so that is just over 9 hours. And probably a good idea to get some sleep in there. But I won't be jumping straight into bed. However, I'm also not going to go off and find some hours-long activity to do either. So I will probably call the vlog there for the night, and then pick up again with breakfast time in the morning, and finish things off with disembarkation. Alright, it's the saddest morning of the trip. It's disembarkation. It's 6:35. Disembarkation for me is 8:15 to 8:30. So I've packed everything remaining into my backpack, which, as predicted, is consequently quite overstuffed. I should really have put the disposable face mask in the suitcase, but I didn't think of it at the time. But oh well, everything's in there, it's fine. It's just going to be a bit heavy and cumbersome, I think. But yeah, so it's time to head to breakfast, the last breakfast of the trip. And then once I've had that, depending on what time it is, I'll probably have a little bit of time to kill, and then at 8-ish, yes, to head to my disembarkation lounge, which I won't be in very long because they're, like I said, they're kicking me up between 8:15 and 8:30, so they want you there from 8, so guess I'm probably among the first couple of groups to be sent off the ship. So I'm gonna go eat, and yeah, so that was a bummer coming to the end. We're arriving back in Southampton now. It looks like our arrival has been delayed by about 45 minutes. No word yet on how that affects the disembarkation procedure. I think they're waiting until they actually know for sure what the timings and everything are. So, hanging around on the ship at the moment. Over there is Iona. She big. Pretty too. That's one of P&O's newest ships. Oh, here's an announcement.
Very good morning, everyone. This is Captain Hotel speaking. Very good morning. As many of you will see, we are not flying alongside yet. We're still delivering. We apologize for the delay. The 5 ships coming in today. We are getting compliant as we would have liked. Anyway, hopefully it won't be too long. We're monitoring that and we'll see when we are here. For now, those of you who are on the atrium next 5 area is already full, and we are pleased that you do not proceed through this area to get off until further advised. We will let you know when we are ready and when we start moving. It's best to just hang tight in your cabins or in a public room. We enjoy leisurely coffee upstairs. But for now, ask please that please do not come down to the deck 5 area. It is busy down there already, and we'll let you know when we are ready to move again. For the main disembarkation process, again, just enjoy leisurely breakfast, and we'll let you know when it's time to make your way to the dedicated rooms for disembarkation. Thank you for your cooperation this morning, and we wish you a good day.
So there you go. We're just awaiting word on when to go to the room. So it was for 8 to whenever your thing said your disembarkation period started. So in my case 8 to 8:15. But I guess just continue to hang out until they say to go there. It's currently 7:20ish, so could be a little while yet. But you know, more time on the ship doesn't bother me. I fell asleep before filming the wrap-up I was going to do, so here's a quick look at the ship from back at the passenger terminal. Thanks for joining me for Back at Sea, and I'll see you soon in the next video.
It's a 3-pronged attack. Subliminal, liminal, and superliminal.
Superliminal?
I'll show you. Hey, you!
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, all right.
I'm in.